spilled my tea. Okay, 73 in here. Okay, hi. I'm just gonna do, glasses are dirty. Okay. Good morning. I have a little bit more energy today than I did yesterday, that's for sure. About this time, I was ready to fall out so bad. I don't know why. It could have been because I had maybe a little bit of sugar in the morning. What did I even have yesterday that made me think, uh-oh, this is a mistake? I don't know, but I woke up, I probably just went too hard yesterday. I woke up, got right into picking up, cleaning, and then I sat down, and that's probably what it was. But then after I ate a little bit of breakfast, then I started to feel better, but I was yawning pretty early on in the afternoon after that. Anyways, hi. It's Sunday. It's been a little bit since I've done a video. That's because I haven't felt like recording. I'm recording. I haven't felt like that. I know what I said. I said that I was gonna have lots of good stuff to video and like share things that I was doing. I've been doing them. I just haven't felt like recording and editing and all that stuff. Mostly recording. So let's just do a quick story time like catch up. So let me think. Oh, the last time we hung out, we went to the flower festival and like across town. That was fun. And then after that was the Super Bowl. That was eventful. I won't call it fun, but it was eventful. I don't understand what happened there game-wise. I'm one that likes the game and the commercials and all of the performances. I like everything about the Super Bowl, not just the commercials, not just the concert or the halftime show. I like the game itself also, and I don't know what the hell happened to the Chiefs. What? But I will say this. I don't know much about Philadelphia. I know that the fans are hardcore, and I love this for them. I really do. But on the flip side, this whole like, I don't know, whatever. It was great, right? It was fun to an extent. Halftime show. Like, I don't even want to scratch the surface of like what I think about that, how I feel about it. Amazing. I just don't have the energy for it, and it deserves so much energy, and it deserves so many words. That's not this, not right now, that's not this video. Just know that I thought it was amazing on so many levels, and I can't get enough of it. Like, I won't be able to get enough of it, so whatever. That was that. Commercials were interesting. I feel like humor overall is getting cornier and cornier, but like comparing to the last couple of years, commercials this year was pretty good. I giggled, chuckled, smiled, showed my teeth more this Super Bowl year than I have the past couple of years at least. The other ones have been like total misses in my opinion. This year I got some chuckles, I got some oohs, I got some ows, I got some of these, I got, all the commercials garnered a reaction out of me, and that's like, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. 59 was good. 59 was good. Anyways, that was the Super Bowl. Then Valentine's Day, what's today? It's Sunday. Valentine's was Friday. That was that was sweet for whoever needed it to be. It truly felt like another day for me. I didn't feel overly one way or the other. It just felt like another day. But I had a great day. Just nothing to write home about as far as that. Okay, what else? That was Friday. Saturday, yesterday, right? Is that correct? Yes, it's only the 16th. Yesterday was my joy. This weekend is the Vinsa annual 68th annual book fair at the Phoenix Fairgrounds, and it's also the chocolate affair, the chocolate festival in Glendale. So I originally planned to do both. I was gonna do the book festival yesterday, Saturday, and then the chocolate festival today. But that's not happening. I don't feel like going. I was gonna go with someone else, but we were just like, how about we don't do that and we go and get dessert somewhere else and we just like kind of kick it. So we did all of that yesterday instead of like holding up the whole weekend and just like, it's fine to be outside. It's been beautiful weather, but an event has to hold a certain thing for me. And when I looked up the information for the chocolate affair, it was giving, girl, don't waste your time. Don't even like try to force this to happen because you're going to be frustrated. And I could pick out like 3 or 4 things off the bat that would frustrate me. And I'm like, I'm having a wonderful weekend. Like, I don't need to force this for the sake of it being a chocolate festival. And even more than that, I'm like, where the hell is the chocolate? I'm seeing like videos and like vendors that have nothing to do with desserts or sweets, period. Like pizza trucks, other food trucks, like vendors that were selling stuff. I'm just like, okay, no, that's not. Let's just go get sweets and treats somewhere else and then just like avoid that whole thing. Plus, I think downtown Glendale is a bit of a mess still. I haven't been there since the taco festival last year, which, is that happening or not? Does anybody know? They're not like updating the information. Anyways, I haven't been down there since last year, and there was like a lot of construction and the parking was all jacked up and a mess. And you know, if you know me, you know that my biggest qualm with doing events and hanging out downtown and doing city shit is the parking. Like, I can't. First of all, first and foremost, I'm not paying $20 for parking. That's insane to me. I don't care what economy we're in. I don't care what year it is. $20 for parking blows me. And therefore, you can take your event and shove it, because I'm not paying $20 just to arrive. And then there's probably like an entrance fee, and then you have to pay to do stuff, and then you have to pay to like consume stuff. And that, anything that like is probably going to cost $100 just to like participate, go yourself. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. I don't care. I'm not doing it unless it's a super special thing and I like really wanted to do it, then no. Anyways, so the parking was probably a nightmare for that event, and I was just like, nah, I'm not with it, especially after being at the book fair majority of the morning yesterday. So let's just get to it, right? That's what I really wanted to talk about. I didn't want to talk about the rest of the shit. I mean, I did stuff, I participated in stuff, but I had nothing to film, nothing to write home about. You saw the Super Bowl too. I'm sure you loved it, and if you didn't, what's wrong with you? Anyways, the book fair. Oh my gosh, it's one of my favorite. It is my favorite events every year to go to. Let's do it justice, and I just want to tell you about it so that if you're ever in Phoenix in February, and you know, maybe you can catch it. But what the heck is Vinsa? Just break it down. Let me give you a little bit of history. Why is my phone doing this to me right now? Vinsa book sale. Vinsa, VNSA, Victor Niner SA. So it stands for Volunteer Nonprofit Service Association. Now, I don't know everything that they do, this particular group, but the way that they get this event together every year is so amazing. And the fact that it's the 68th annual, they've been doing this here in Phoenix for 68 years, and I love that for us. Those of us who love books, I love this for us. So these are all books that have been donated from all over, from like schools, other libraries, private collections. The books come from everywhere, okay? And some majority, I would probably say like, I don't know, probably 95% of the books are gently used. And then the other 5% is going to be like a brand new book or an overstock or something. I don't know, anybody who has a book to donate, whether it's used or brand new, it ends up in this big ass warehouse at the fairgrounds. And it's only 2 days. So they do all this work. They prepare for this event all year long, just for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. I wish they would do like statistics on how many books get donated and processed and sorted, because I've broken it down to like maybe 3 or 4 tables out of the whole warehouse, because it's just so much. There's really no point in trying to cover all sections of books, because it is just too much. It's overwhelming. There are so many books that if people wanted to, each individual person could fill a shopping cart full of books and there would still be plenty of books. That's how many books there are. And people have definitely leveled up. They've gone from just bringing like a bag, like a reusable bag to fill with books, to their like little grocery carts filled with books, to wagons filled with books, to shopping carts filled with books. I saw a lot of people this year with shopping carts filled. And I just think it's so amazing. I don't know, something about books and information and stories and all the things. It's just like, they're so sacred to me. Books, let me not geek out over it, okay? But there's plenty to geek out over. So you can donate and then come right back around and purchase these used books for like dollars, okay? Anywhere, I think they have sorted out the consistency of pricing this year, because I've seen books from like 50 cents, $1, $2 and up. But this year, I think the minimum of any book was, no, that's not true, because I got some kids books for like $1.50. But I feel like other than that, the minimum price for each book was going to be $3. There were $3, $4, $5, $7. I saw one book for $12. I mean, of course it's going to be probably based on its value and like how new it is. So, but I got a lot of $3, $4, $5 books. And so the money goes to what charity? They pick a charity every year. All right, so donate. Vinsa accepts donations of books, CDs, DVDs, records, games, puzzles in the Phoenix, Arizona area. That's the one thing that I forgot to look at. I was just so overwhelmed by everything that I was like finding, and I was like, okay, I have to freaking get out of here, because I brought IKEA bags, and I filled up my bag rather quickly and was still like looking through stuff, and like I just wanted to put so much in my bag, and I'm like, whoa, this was not my plan to blow the bank on books. But each year that I go, there's like more and more books that I'm like interested in having, and so I'm like, oh my god, shopping spree. So I was just like so overwhelmed with books that I was like, I don't need to go look at another thing. And it didn't even occur to me to maybe go look at the records. Why didn't I go look at the records? It's happening today too, but it's like, and everything is half price on Sunday. So Saturday you go, that's when I feel like majority of people go. And I've always thought this, even in past years, it's like, I would prefer to go the first day that it opens. That way I have a better chance of finding like the good books before they're gone. Because this event is from like 8 in the morning to 6 on Saturday. And then I think it's 10 to 4 or 5 on Sunday. But when you come on Sunday, all the books are half price, because obviously they're really trying to get rid of the books. But here's something else that I just thought about that's so cool. Like, for those of us who do this every single year, and for those who not only purchase but also donate after they're done reading the book, these are like, these same books get recycled in a mass way across Phoenix every single year, theoretically. Like, if the system works like that. Yeah, and you weren't. You weren't. If the system works the way that I'm thinking, and everybody purchases and donates to the same cause, then the same books and stories are getting circulated every year, and I love that. And I know that sounds crazy. It's like, why would the same information be like a good thing? I'm telling you, it's like thousands of books in this place. So it's not like the same ideas are being tossed around. Thousands of books. So anyways, what am I saying? Back to this. I didn't go look at the music. I should have, but I didn't. And it's like, I'm not leaving the house today to go all the way back downtown to pay another. I did have to pay a parking fee to get in. It wasn't $20, but it also wasn't $6. So whatever. I'm just not doing it. We'll better luck next time. Plus, International Record Store Day is coming up. Like, I'll just do that. They didn't hand out any bookmarks this year, which sucks. Because Vince wants everyone to have an equal opportunity to purchase books at the sale, we do not provide a preview sale to the public. There is no admission fee, blah, 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 know that. For everyone's safety, shoppers are not permitted to run to enter or move about the buildings. People camp out for this. Like, I'm excited about books, but damn girl. People camp out for this. I don't think I've ever been over to the rare and unusual in sets category or section. All books leaving rare and unusual and sets areas will be considered sold. Wow, I didn't know that. If you are purchasing a full grocery cart or more, please check out in the large purchase area in the, oh. Okay, so just stuff that I didn't know. Shop our online bookstore. All proceeds benefit human service charities in Maricopa County. Vince is entirely volunteer run with no paid staff. So awesome. Sorry, I just hear Big Boy unrolling his leaf. He's like quietly unraveling. I can hear him clicking. You see this new leaf? He didn't even get out of the like casing good enough before it started busting out at the bottom, at the base. I'm like, this is gonna be a fat ass leaf. Anyways, focus. So let's get to it. This year, I set out to not only buy books for myself, focus, look at that later. Not only to buy books for myself, but I wanted to try to find some for my friend, my best friend actually, because we're gonna start a reading group. Somehow, eventually, I don't know how it's gonna work because I totally failed. I say all this to say that I totally failed this year, but we're just gonna have to take it to like a local bookstore and buy like multiples of the same book that we want to read for that month or whatever. But anyways, I set out to buy books for myself and for my friend, and then at the last minute I thought about, well, I also want to get like books for my future kid, and I wanted to get some books for her kids because they love to read also. So I was like, all right, with that being said, and with me like not wanting to, like I kind of had an idea of a budget that I wanted, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just finding so much good stuff for me, for the kids. I struggle to find stuff for her, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I struggle to find stuff for her when she specifically said that there isn't anything in particular that she loves, so I could have gotten anything. But I was just like, I don't know if she'll like this. I don't know. So I was like, let me just see what I can find for the kids. So I found more books for her kids than I did for her, and I feel bad for that, about that, but at the same time, the babies, like I want them to read. So let me just jump into what I found for the kids first. No, or should I just, because I still have to like mail these to her, and so I don't want her to watch and maybe the kids will be watching and they see what books they get. No, I'm not gonna show you guys the kids' books. And I'm not gonna show you her books. Sorry, babe. You'll just have to wait. Let's just talk about my books. So, there's only a couple in here that I'm familiar with the author or the title. So, other than those, like, I don't know anything about these books that I purchased. I just kind of went over them, read the description and the accolades, and I'm like, okay, this might be good. All of my books are gently used. And yesterday, as soon as I got in, I did my normal, and I take Clorox wipes to all these books, and I just scrub the covers very, very well, because just like going through the books and checking them out, our hands were so disgusting afterwards. I could not even like bear to think about like how dirty they were. It's probably just dust, but books are a very handsy, throw it here, put it in this bag, throw it on that type of disgusting thing. I couldn't. I had to wash my hands like as soon as I could, and I had to get the dirt, grime, and gross off of these books. I did my friend's books also, like she could probably redo them if she wanted to, but I go to town and I scrub all the books because like you can't even be in here dirty. Sorry. Anyways, so this first one is a national bestseller, and it's called There Are No Children Here: The Story of Two Boys Growing Up in the Other America by Alex Kotlowitz. And an extraordinary glimpse into the lives of those struggling for survival and dignity in inner city America. Chicago Sun-Times. Okay, and so here, where did I see like what this was about? Oh, there's a poem by Langston Hughes and Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. A couple poems. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. Okay. So where did I find, I guess I just based it off of the acclaims. This is categorized as sociology / black culture. You're being really disruptive. I know that you're like in labor or whatever, but still, shh, please. This one is called Homegoing by E.MoniQue. Homegoing is an inspiration by Ta-Nehisi Coates, the author of Between the World and Me. So Ta-Nehisi likes this book. And this one is one of the best books of the year, said by NPR, San Francisco Chronicle, BuzzFeed, Time, Harper's Bazaar, Mother Jones, Esquire, Elle, Paste, Entertainment Weekly, Oprah.com, The Skin, and Minneapolis Star Tribune. A New York Times and Washington Post notable book. So here's the synopsis for this book, right? Ghana, 18th century. Two half-sisters are born into different villages, each unaware of the other. One will marry an Englishman and lead a life of comfort in the palatial rooms of the Cape Coast castle. The other will be captured in a raid on her village, imprisoned in the very same castle, and sold into slavery. Homegoing follows the parallel paths of these sisters and their descendants through 8 generations, from the Gold Coast to the plantations of Mississippi, from the American Civil War to Jazz Age Harlem. E.MoniQue's extraordinary novel illuminates slavery's troubled legacy, both for those who were taken and those who stayed, and shows how the memory of captivity has been inscribed on the soul of our nation. Bitch, like, how is this not gonna be good? How? Roxane Gay loved it. I can't wait. Okay, so then we have this one, over 2 years on the New York Times bestseller list. The Color of Water Will Make You Proud to Be a Member of the Human Race by Mirabella. The Color of Water, a black man's tribute to his white mother by James McBride, author of Miracle at St. Anna. Like, enough said, right? And tell me why like I saw a lot of that at the book fair yesterday. I just found it to be very interesting. Not interesting in a bad way, just interesting in a very relevant, real, like this is our freaking lives way. So because the Vinca Book Fair is every year in February, well, I don't know if it's because of this or not, but this is how it's been over the past several years that I have gone, at least. One of the first tables when you walk into the event is this massive Black History Month, or it's not even Black History Month, it's Black History section right up front. And I start there and then I go to Oprah's book club. And one year I could have swore there was a Reese's book club section, but I haven't been able to find it the past couple of years. But in the Black History section, where majority of my books came from this year, there's like all walks of life just like piling through the books. Black people, of course, lots of white people. And I actually did see one young man who was going through the books and he was there with his white mom. And I'm like, there's no correlation there. Like, I just picked up this book and then I realized it later on that, whatever, what does that mean? Nothing. I'm just saying I'm interested in that type of person's story, especially today, especially every day, especially being raised in this day and age, in this country, in this world, what that perspective is like. I mean, because we're seeing it, and it's in a book, and apparently it's a wonderful story. Now, I'm not saying that this story is every black man's story that has a white mom, but I'm definitely curious as to like what might be some things. All right. Okay. So it says here, as a boy in Brooklyn, as a boy in Brooklyn's Red Hook projects, James McBride knew his mother was different, but when he asked about it, she'd simply say, "I'm light-skinned." Later, he wondered if he was different too, and asked his mother if he was black or white. "You're a human being," she snapped. "Educate yourself or you'll be a nobody." And when James asked what color God was, she said, "God is the color of water." As an adult, McBride finally persuaded his mother to tell her story, the story of a rabbi's daughter, born in Poland and raised in the South, who fled to Harlem, married a black man, founded a Baptist church, and put 12 children through college. The Color of Water is James McBride's tribute to his remarkable, eccentric, determined mother, and an eloquent exploration of what family really means. Complex and moving, suffused with issues of race, religion, and identity, yet those issues, so much a part of their lives and stories, are not central. The triumph of the book and of their lives is that race and religion are transcended in these interwoven histories by family love, the sheer force of a mother's will, and her unshakable insistence that only two things really mattered, school and church. It is her voice, unique, incisive, and at once unsparing and ironic, that this dominant and this paired history and its richest contribution, the two stories, sons and mothers, beautifully juxtaposed, strike a graceful note at a time of racial polarization. The New York Times Book Review. I mean, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Huh. That's gonna be heavy. Tea. I spilled my tea for the first time. It's later in the day for me because I've been up since like 7:30, but it's only 11:30 right now, and this is my first cup of tea for today. What? I know, I did things a little bit backwards today. I was super hungry and didn't feel like waiting until 11 to eat, so I made myself some oats and quinoa porridge, which was actually really interesting. I don't think I'm a fan of quinoa, so I was like, you know what, in order for me to get this down, I need to turn it into a breakfast rather than trying to have it as a savory side dish with anything else, because I like a lot of disgusting tasting healthy food, but quinoa is not it, baby. Like, maybe I need some practice with it and just try to figure out that whole thing, but it's basically cooked seeds and it's not gonna hold a lot of flavor. I don't know, baby. But when I mixed it with the rolled oats and coconut milk and almond milk and a little bit of honey and all that healthy shit, like really good. Now I could really turn it into something by adding more sweetener to it, but what's the point? I say all that to say, I had a big bowl of that porridge this morning for breakfast and water, and then I'm just now having my tea. Anyways, so delicious. The next one is another New York Times bestseller and an amazing true story. It's called Same Kind of Different as Me, and I feel like I've heard of this before. I don't know why. Don't come for me if you're like, bitch, yes, it's a classic, like every black person is supposed to have read this book. Listen, I was just born yesterday, okay? So shut up. Same Kind of Different as Me by Ron Hall and Denver Moore with Lynn Vincent. One-day slave, an international art dealer, and the unlikely woman who bound them together. Now this part confuses me. I read this over and over yesterday when I was deciding on whether I was going to get it or not, and I was like, what? A modern day slave, an international art dealer, and the unlikely woman who bound them together. What? And I put this book back, and I kept thumbing through other books, but as soon as I put this back, I started seeing this book, like different versions or like different covers over and over and over and over, and I'm like, okay, there's a lot of this book showing up. What is it about this freaking book that I don't know? A dangerous, homeless drifter who grew up picking cotton in virtual slavery. What the hell is virtual slavery? An upscale art dealer accustomed to the world of Armani and Chanel. Okay. A gusty woman with a stubborn dream. A story so incredible no novelist would dare dream it. It begins outside a burning plantation hut in Louisiana, and in East Texas honky-tonk, and without a doubt in the heart of God. It unfolds in a Hollywood hacienda, an upscale New York gallery, a downtown dumpster, a Texas ranch. Gritty with pain and betrayal and brutality, it also shines with an unexpected life-changing love. This incredible retelling now includes an interview with the authors and a reader's guide that is perfect for individual or group study. The most inspirational and emotionally gripping story of faith, fortitude, and friendship I have ever read. A powerful example of the healing, restorative power of forgiveness and the transformational, life-changing power of unconditional love. The book's still, like, I'm curious about it. It's not giving me anything. Like, what? You know? So, but I picked it up because I'm like, there's something about this book that I need to read. It's got art in it. It's a true story, like something about it, right? So I got it. The artist is a black guy. The art dealer is a white guy. And there's like friend and family pictures in here. Oh, his house back in the day looks very dilapidated. Same kind of, and something about the title, like I've heard before. I don't know why this is so relevant. We're gonna get into it, like I'm gonna read it and I'll know exactly what it is, but it was just so familiar. I was like, did they turn this into a movie or something? Because, moving on. Now, the one that I'm really excited about, it's called Gray Boy, Finding Blackness in a White World. The Black experience in America is complex, and Gray Boy shines a light on the unique challenges that come with us achieving success. Got somebody's name on there that I would really... okay. I didn't know Steph Curry had a book club, but apparently he does, and this book was a part of it. Gray Boy by Cole Brown. Forward by Elaine Welteroth, and afterword by Michael Eric Dyson. So what's this about, other than what I just said? It's got accolades on here again. I'm not going to read the first one because who cares what he thinks. In the pages of Gray Boy, a world of access and angst is revealed with alarming honesty and insightfulness. If you have ever struggled with the anxiety of being the only or the isolation of living between two spaces, this book is a must-read. That's by Queen Latifah. Misty Copeland said, I absolutely felt Cole Brown's words in my gut. His voice is unapologetic, introspective, powerful, and conscious, yet comforting. The way Cole addresses his understanding of privilege, whether white or black, is grounded in transparency and wit. So vivid are the blurred lines of identity. And though he may feel gray, I felt very black and at one with Cole on his journey in navigating the world as an African American. Cole has heard it all before. Token, bougie, Oreo, blackish, the things we call the kids like him. Black kids who grow up in white spaces, living at an intersection of race and class that many doubt exist. He needed to get far away from the preppy side of his upbringing before he could make sense of it all. Through a series of personal anecdotes and interviews with his peers, Cole transports us to his adolescence and explores what it's like to be young and in search of identity. He digs into the places where, in youth, a gray boy's difference is most acutely felt. Parenting, police brutality, Trumpism, depression, and dating, to name a few. Gray Boy, Finding Blackness in a White World, asks an important question. What is blackness? It also provides the answer, much more than you thought, damn it. This is gonna be good. I've been called some of those things. I remember when I was called an Oreo for the first time, I was very small. I was a child. And someone that should not have called me that, nobody should be calling other people names, but someone that really should not have been calling a child something like that did, and that is ever ingrained in my mind. I'll never forget it. And I feel like in a lot of ways that has kind of shaped some of my subconscious as a person. Yeah, I've been called Oreo. I was probably, I don't know. I feel like I wasn't anymore. Let me think about this. I couldn't have been any more than like 4 or 5 years old when someone called me Oreo. And I didn't understand what that meant. But everyone else did, of course. And I just remember giggling and just like smirks, right? 4 or 5 years old. I was no more than 5. Anyways, I've also been called bougie. I still get called bougie. I've never been called blackish though. But you know, there are those, and you're not watching, and I don't know how long you weren't watching, and that fucking pisses me off in the worst way. I hate this camera. I don't know why it does this. I really don't. I don't know how long I wasn't recording. See, this is why, like, you know, and it's like, Erica, why don't you just get better fucking equipment then? If you want to vlog and record and do all this stuff, but you're having a problem with your equipment, get better fucking equipment. I know, but this is like really discouraging. It makes me not want to even do it. My phone is like broke, it's full, it's just glitchy, it doesn't work. And then this thing, it's perfectly fine, but it's not functioning the way that it should be. Like, what's the point? Like, why? I don't want to spend like $500 on a new camera. Who wants to do that? I'm new. I'm not doing that. Gosh, did you even see that I was talking about this book at all? Did you see that I was talking about this book? Like, I don't know how long you've been like ignoring me. Like, why are you even here if you're not gonna like hang out with me and have tea? Anyways, this book is the one that I'm starting with. It's called I'm Not Dying With You Tonight. It's by Kimberly Jones and Gilly Siegel. And let's see. Lena and Campbell aren't friends. Lena has her killer style, her awesome boyfriend, and a plan. She knows she's going to make it big. Campbell, on the other hand, is just trying to keep her head down and get through the year at her new school. When both girls attend the Friday night football game, What neither expects is for everything to descend into sudden mass chaos. Chaos born from violence and hate. Chaos that unexpectedly throws them together. They aren't friends. They hardly understand the other's point of view, but none of that matters when the city is up in flames and they only have each other to rely on if they're going to survive the night. Girl, that's a movie right there. That's a movie. I started this book, I'm only on page 14. I started late last night and then immediately got tired, so I was like, no, let me put this down because I need to focus. I feel like this is going to be a very quick read. If it's as good as it says it is, and you know, this is going to be done in no time. It's a short book. But I just wonder if this is also based on a true story, because the description just basically described the authors. Black girl, white girl, not friends, friends? Kimberly Jones is the former manager of the bookstore Little Shop of Stories and currently works in the entertainment industry. Gilly Siegel spent her college years in Israel and served in the IDF. Tricky. She is currently a lawyer for an advertising agency. And lastly, like, man, I'm just so annoyed. I don't know how much of this that you heard. I was mostly excited about Gray Boy. Golly, I told you my whole personal story about being called names as a child, and you weren't even there. God, I'm not telling that story again. So I got this book. This is my first time owning this book. I know that when she put this book out, everybody ran and ordered it and bought it and read it and whatever. I did not. Why? Because I can't stand a trend. It doesn't matter what fucking trend it is. I cannot stand a trend. So while everybody is like distracted with this thing, I wait till the fire dies way, 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 way down before I start watching Grey's Anatomy, before I start watching, what was that shit? Scandal. Like, I didn't like Scandal, but How to Get Away with Murder. Years later. So here we are. This is my first time owning this book, and while I'm not entirely excited about it, because I heard a lot of people say that it was just snooze fest, and I know that's like crazy to say because it's Michelle Obama, you know, first black first lady, and she's an amazing person and does all these great things. I agree with all of that. That if it's a snooze fest, it's a snooze fest. I don't know. That's just what I've heard. So I'm not entirely thrilled about what this is going to do for me, but I picked it up because it's history. I need it in my library. I told you once, I'll tell you again a million times. Books should not be destroyed, burned, thrown away, or banned. And the way that it looks outside these days, I'm feeling like a lot of our history is going to be erased, and it's not even going to be silently or in secret. They don't give a fuck about that. They are doing what they want in open, broad daylight, in your face, not even trying to hide it. And once it's said, and it's done, it's done. I'm trying to collect as many historical moments, ideas, books from the culture as possible, not only for myself, but for my future black kid. There needs to be proof. I don't know. This is a thick ass book. Do I care about any of the politics in here? No, I don't. This is a very heavy book, but there needs to be proof for my kid of this world and the people in it and what we tried to do and what we did. Okay? Because I don't know what's gonna happen. Oh, there's pictures in here. Perfect. Proof. There was this book and there's the other book that he wrote. Yeah, this book is so thick. It has the pages of a Bible in it. Not quite, but close. Girl. If my kid ever asks about Obama, President Obama, I'm gonna point them right into the direction of the section of the library where these books are. Have at it, baby. I could not tell you, okay? Let's learn together. But anyways, there was another book that he had written. And I think it was like when, like the first time, like as soon as he got called into office, because he looked younger. Anyways, it was this book and the other book, and I was like, which one? And I went with this one. Girl. Oh, the kids' books. There weren't many. The children's Black history books were on a teeny tiny little shelf in front of the whole table of kids' books, and they were super on sale. They were being sold for like $1 and $1.50, and I'm like, oh no, no. My kid has to have these. Especially this one, this book. I feel like this is jogging a memory for me. And like I read this book when I was a kid in school. And so I was like, I have to have this book for my kid because we need the proof. Happy birthday, Martin Luther King. I need the proof for my kid. Pictures, words, let's read about it together. Beautiful. So I got that book, and then I got the Frederick Douglass book, Freedom Fighter. I don't know if they're printing books like this anymore. That's what scares me. It troubles me. It makes me sad, because by the time my kid is of age, what are they gonna be taught about themselves other than nothing? It's my job to teach my child who they are, where they come from. And like, don't be fooled by the lies of society. Girl, it's all here. It's all here. Then Rosa Parks. The two of these are Scholastic. Character counts. Young Rosa Parks. Come on, let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's read. Let's have a conversation. What do you think? How do you feel? Was that the right thing to do? What would you do? Oh, God. I'm tired, and also, like, aside from frustrated, I'm also, like, fired up. Like, I cannot wait to have a kid just to teach them about how powerful they are. So powerful that this world has spent majority of its time trying to tear them down. Them as in the kind of blood that runs through their veins. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm done talking about books, to be honest, though, because I'm over it. I'm looking at my pineapple, and it's not looking good. Several leaves are going to be, maybe